Fathom invites you to Apparatus Part 2. Not so far from now and not so far away, a leader emerges in a time of crisis. The last survivors of a lost species in dire need of heat. As their machine falters and their spirits fade, hope comes in the form of a message. Or does it?
He, the leader of the tribe, sent out an SOS to the universe. The machine that generated heat had stopped working, and nobody still living knew how it was to be fixed. As he prepared to make the perilous journey to the peak where fire bled, the SOS was returned. But the instructions, if the words in the message were indeed instructions, were in a language nobody understood. The machine was no longer useful in any conceivable way until someone could understand the instructions. And when would that be? And how? The fear lingered long into the night before he began his trek. There was no one to confess to, no one to confide in. He was alone. Here, in this place, he needed to be stoic for all. They believed in him more than he believed in himself. At the top of the peak, he knew he would not make it back. He held the fire in his hands, the very thing that could save them all. There was no more food. There was no more energy. He'd allowed himself to become nearly engulfed in the flames. What skin of his was left could take little more. But he had to, so that they may survive. Collapsed on the sulfur, he rose. He walked, slowly but surely. Every step was a new, indefinable pain. Each moment its own scorching hell. Upon his return with the fire in hand, he was celebrated as a god among them, a prophet who had fulfilled his promise. They celebrated with song and drink and warmth, and he was happy. Deliberately, the leader pulled a young man close to where he lay. He told the young man how to get to the peak, how to harness the fire. "What of the machine?" the young man asked. "There is no machine," he responded. He said these last words softly, barely. The leader died moments later, and the village mourned him. As his body burned over the voluminous fire, the young man feared his future.
Apparatus Part 2 was written by Dan Mecca and performed by Connor O'Donnell. Incredible sound design by Adrian Carey. Fathom was created by Dan Mecca, Connor O'Donnell, and Nick Rovisa. Happy Thanksgiving.